You've got to be kidding me. After months of lies, manipulation, and false bravado, Roman Reigns has returned to WWE in a way that no one could have predicted. After everything Paul Heyman said about loyalty, after Seth Rollins' grandiose claims of being the revolutionary, Roman walked back into that arena tonight and made everyone look like children playing dress-up. In just 1 hour, everything you thought you knew about the Bloodline, the Shield, and the WWE Universe has been turned upside down. Paul Heyman's credibility is in ruins. Seth Rollins might never recover from what happened. And most shocking of all, there is a new Shield member, someone nobody saw coming, someone whose presence alone has rewritten the rules of the game. This wasn't just another storyline. This wasn't your typical betrayal angle designed to shock fans for a week. Roman's return was a calculated, cinematic masterpiece of psychological warfare. The tribal chief didn't just step back into WWE, he returned with a vengeance, with a strategy so precise, so brutal, that even the most die-hard fans were left speechless. Seth Rollins' arrogant setup. The arena was electric, anticipation buzzing like a live wire. Seth Rollins was in the ring, delivering one of his trademark promos. He spoke with confidence, arrogance dripping from every word. Rollins mocked Roman, claiming he had rebuilt WWE in his image and was now the true tribal chief. Every gesture, every syllable was designed to provoke the audience and assert his dominance. He truly believed he had escaped Roman's shadow and cemented his own legacy. Then he made the fatal mistake. He brought Paul Heyman into the ring. The wise man, once Roman's closest ally, walked out with betrayal written all over his face. Heyman grabbed a microphone and began speaking about freedom from Roman's tyranny, calling him a dictator, a false god demanding worship instead of respect. The crowd erupted in boos and shocked murmurs. Years of loyalty, brotherhood, and strategic alliances seemed to burn to ashes in front of everyone's eyes. Seth Rollins, with that smug grin and arrogant nod, thought he had finally won. He draped his arm around Heyman, the ultimate picture of overconfidence. In that moment, he believed nothing could touch him. Darkness falls, the shock of the century. And then, the lights went out. Complete darkness. Silence. A collective gasp echoed through the arena. Confusion, excitement, fear. It all hit at once. The commentary team struggled to describe the chaos unfolding. Fans could feel it. Something enormous was about to happen. Then it came. The sound. The iconic Shield theme, but twisted, remixed into something darker, heavier, more menacing than anything the audience had ever heard. Smoke poured down the ramp. The bass reverberated through the chest of every person in attendance. Phones were raised. Flashlights sliced through the fog. The arena was on its feet. Pandemonium in full swing. Seth's arrogance vanished in a heartbeat. Paul Heyman looked like he had seen a ghost. And then, emerging through the smoke like a force of nature, Roman Reigns appeared. The arrival of Zilla Fatu. Enter the new Shield. But Roman was not alone. Walking beside him, perfectly in sync, was Zilla Fatu, the Samoan werewolf, a monster of a man who had finally arrived on WWE's biggest stage. Not as a member of the Bloodline, but as part of a new Shield. Roman had recruited family, but not in the way anyone expected. This was no longer about dynasty building. This was about reclaiming what had been stolen. Roman brought the most dangerous Samoan wrestler on the planet to back him up, to make a statement that no betrayal would go unpunished. Both men walked down the ramp in upgraded tactical gear, black vests, cargo pants, and militaristic accessories that amplified their menacing aura. The crowd erupted. You could feel fear, respect, and awe blending into one electrifying moment. Roman's eyes were locked on Seth, predator on prey. Zilla Fatu cracked his knuckles, rolled his shoulders, and radiated lethal intent. Seth backed up, searching for a way out, but there was none. Paul Heyman was trembling, literally trying to escape the inevitable, but finding no sanctuary. The trap closes. Seth Rollins caught Roman and Jacob split, flanking Seth from both sides. He tried to reason, to remind Roman of their shared history, their Shield days, the brotherhood they supposedly once had. But Roman's face was a stone mask, cold, ruthless, unyielding. 3 words echoed through the arena. "You chose wrong." And then, the Superman punch. Roman struck Seth with a force that echoed through the arena, crumpling him like a building in a demolition. But it wasn't over. Roman hoisted him up as Jacob Fatu delivered a headbutt powerful enough to drop a bull. Seth stumbled, dazed, helpless. Then came the double powerbomb. The ring shook under their combined force. The crowd was losing its mind, witnessing a level of aggression never seen before. Paul Heyman, betrayal meets retribution. Seth lay broken, but the focus shifted to Paul Heyman. Kneeling, pleading, hands clasped like a man praying to a god he had betrayed, tears streaming down his face, he begged for mercy. He claimed he had no choice, that Seth forced him, that he had always been loyal. The silence was deafening. Every fan held their breath, waiting to see what Roman would do to the man who helped orchestrate his rise, and then betrayed him. Roman grabbed Heyman by the collar, pulling him to eye level. The terror in Heyman's eyes was palpable. Roman leaned in, whispered words the audience couldn't hear, and then threw him across the ring like a rag doll. Jacob Fatu stalked him like a predator, lifted him, and delivered a Samoan drop so vicious it will be replayed for years. Medical staff rushed in, but this was more than a beatdown. It was a statement. Roman Reigns speaks. The new era begins. The microphone dropped. Silence fell, and the arena listened as Roman's words cut through like steel. "You thought you could survive without me? You thought you could build your empire on my foundation? Seth, Paul, you both forgot who the head of the table is. The Shield wasn't just a faction. It was my vision, my brotherhood, my legacy. And you destroyed it. You betrayed it. You spat on everything we built." Roman paused, letting every word sink in, the crowd hanging on his every syllable. Then he added, his voice echoing like a decree, "I am Samoan royalty. When you wage war against a chief, he brings his entire tribe to your doorstep. Jacob Fatu isn't just my cousin, he's the enforcer of this new era. We are the new Shield. We are the new Bloodline. And we will demolish everyone who stood against me, everyone who doubted me, everyone who thought they could take what's mine." The microphone hit the mat like a gunshot. Roman and Jacob raised their arms over the broken bodies of Seth and Heyman, a visual destined for posters, t-shirts, and highlight reels for decades. The chaos continues. A third Shield member. And just when you thought it couldn't get any crazier, the camera caught a figure moving from the crowd toward the ring, a potential third member of this new Shield. The speculation, the fan theories, the excitement, it's just beginning. Roman hasn't merely returned. He's here to burn the old structures down and rebuild WWE entirely in his image. Seth Rollins' world championship dreams are in ruins. Paul Heyman's reputation is decimated. Every ally who abandoned Roman now faces his wrath. Social media is exploding. Every wrestling platform is buzzing. Fans are debating, analyzing, trying to process what they've just witnessed.